I'm Patrick Byers, Horticulture Field Specialist with University of Missouri Extension, and I'm pleased to be presenting the Produce Food Safety Report for this issue. Choosing a sanitizer does not need to be a complicated decision, and we have a short video to talk about some of the sanitizers that are commonly used for food contact surfaces. Some general things to think about when choosing a sanitizer. First of all, there's lots of choices for effective sanitizers. There's choices for organic growers. There's choices that can be used for most any type of food contact surface, but it is important to think about some basic characteristics of particular sanitizers. Always remember that the label is the guide. Sanitizers are regulated by the Environmental Protection Agency and by state agencies as biological pesticides, and they must be used in accordance with the label. And then it's very important to choose a sanitizer that is appropriate for the intended use.
The choice of a sanitizer is based on several considerations. First of all, of course, safety for the people who will be using the sanitizer and for the environment, but also whether or not that particular sanitizer is corrosive, how it might interact with the surfaces on which it's going to be used, and also the characteristics of the sanitizer relative to things such as water pH and temperature. The commonly used sanitizers for food contact surfaces and for water use during harvest and post-harvest activities are first of all based upon chlorine. The first label here is an example of a product that is based upon chlorine. Another group of sanitizers that are frequently used are based upon quaternary ammonium compounds. A third group is based upon peroxyacetic acid. And then occasionally we have sanitizers that might have more than one active ingredient, in this case peroxyacetic acid and hydrogen peroxide.
Recently, University of Missouri Extension and Kansas State University presented a cleaning and sanitizing webinar. The recording of this webinar is available from the Kansas State University Produce Food Safety website. So do a quick search, you'll find that recording there. The webinar included information on selecting a sanitizer, reading a sanitizer label, proper use of personal protective equipment, how to clean and sanitize food contact surfaces, understanding ATP analysis, and how to monitor sanitizing solution concentration. Two programs are currently in place to support produce growers in both Missouri and Kansas. There's a free water testing program available for produce growers, and there's also a GAPS cost share program available to help offset the cost of a GAPS audit. For more information on either of these programs, reach out to Dr. Londa Nwadike, University of Missouri Extension State Produce Food Safety Specialist, or Patrick Byers, Horticulture Field Specialist. Information is also available on the University of Missouri Extension Produce Food Safety website. 2 workshops are scheduled for produce growers. The first is a Food Safety Modernization Act Produce Safety Grower Training. This will be by remote delivery. It's scheduled for November 5th, 2020. This is the mandatory training for farms that are subject to the FSMA Produce Safety Rule. The workshop will run from 8 in the morning to 5 in the afternoon. There's also a GAPS Food Safety Plan workshop. This too will be online November 12th, 2020 from 3 o'clock to 5 p.m. For more information or to register for these workshops, check out the Kansas State University Produce Food Safety website or contact Dr. Londa Nwadike. Remember that if you have any questions related to produce food safety, feel free to reach out to the horticulture field specialist that is assigned to your county. Find your county of residence and find the appropriate specialist. If you live in a county that doesn't have an assigned specialist, reach out to the one that's closest to you. They'll be happy to help.